We're starting with our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the A string and our ring finger on the 2nd fret of the B. Still relating this to the capo, and you're plucking those two at the same time. Then there's a slap on the big strings with an open high E, and then 3rd on the A, and then 3rd fret on the A again with the 3rd fret on the high E with your pinky, and then an open high E with a slap at the same time, and then the 3rd fret again on the A. So that sounds like this. Moving on, we have an open D, and then an open A, hammer onto 2, pull off to open again, and when you go to hammer on, you're going to slap the big strings, and when you go to pull off, you're going to play the open D string. Then you have an open D, and then your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the B string. And then you have the 3rd fret on the B with the slap on the big strings, and an open D. All of that sounds like this. Moving on, we have an open A string, and then we have the open G, hammer onto 2, pull off to open with the slap on the hammer on, and an open A on the pull off. And then you have an open A with the 1st finger on the B, and then a B and with the 1st fret, and an open high E with slap on the big strings at the same time, and then an open A. That sounds like this. Moving on, we have the 3rd fret with the 2 finger on the 3rd fret of the A and 3rd fret of the B string with the ring finger, and an open G all at the same time, so 3 strings. And then slap on the big strings. And then you're moving into this bar situation again, and you're barring so that you can play the 3rd fret on the A and the 5th fret on the high E, and then 3 and 3 on the A and E, and then a pull off from the 5th fret to the 3rd fret on the B, and then you're slapping when you do the pull off, and then the 3rd fret on the A and the 5th fret on the G at the same time. So that sounds like this. Moving on, you have your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A and your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B, and then you're going to slap the big strings while you're playing an open high E, and then the 3rd fret of the A, and then 3rd fret of the A and 3rd fret of the high E with your pinky, and then an open high E with a slap on the big strings, and then 3rd fret on the A. And that sounds like this. Moving on, You have an open D, and then another open D, and then the open D with your first finger on the first fret of the B and second finger on the second fret of the G, and then the G and B with the 1 and 2 like they are, and again, and then an open G and B. And here's that rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Moving on, you're going to take your ring finger this time and put it on the third fret of the big E, and your 2 finger is going to go to the second fret of the G. And then you're going to have the third fret in the open G at the same time, third fret on the big E, and then just the third fret on the E by itself, and then first finger on the first fret of the B string, and then the 2 on the G. Now here's this rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Moving on, your third finger moves to the third fret of the A string, and then you have an open G following that, or 2 open Gs following that, and then the 3 on the A and the open G at the same time, and then 3 on the A, and then 2 on the D, and then an open D. So that sounds like this. Moving on, your third finger goes to the third fret of the A, and then an open G, and then your 2 finger plays the second fret of the D with your third finger staying on the A, and then you're going to go, holding that position, you're going to play the A, D, G, B. So all that together sounds like this. Moving on, you have that same thing from earlier where you have an open D, and then another open D, and then an open D with the 1 on the B and the 2 on the G, and then 1 on the B and 2 on the G twice, and then an open G and B. So that sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Moving on, your third finger goes to the third fret of the big E, and your second finger goes to the second fret of the G, and then you have a third fret on the big E and an open G at the same time, and then the third fret on the E, big E, and then 3 open Gs after that. So that sounds like this. Moving on, you have the third fret of the A and second fret of the D, and then those 2 together, and then just the A, and then an open D twice. Then you're going to end it with the third fret on the A, followed by an open G. So that sounds like this. 3 and 4 and. 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 3